First of all, thank you for sharing that. You brought me to tears. And I think
I'm
that
sorry.
this is why I'm an actress, because, we all come from, not necessarily perfect backgrounds, and we all have a story. Oh, your accent. I love it.
I'm from Argentina. If you
Argentina.
didn't know this. And I think that my English is not so good, but I'm going to try.
It's okay. It is not my first language also. And when I moved to the
Ah,
States, I always apologize for it. So you know what? Don't apologize for it. You're great. And I'm going to be very patient, and don't worry.
oh, thank you so much. That's
Don't
so
worry.
good for me.
Hey, I'm a foreigner too, so I get it. I totally get it.
Thank you. I'm Nelia Rios from Argentina, and let's talk about Law and Order. That I think it's a series that uh, we always talk about Law and Order. It doesn't matter if it's season 1, season 3, or season 25. For you, like an actress, how it is to work here, and why do you think that people always talk about Law and Order?
First of all, it's amazing working on Line Order. It's a dream come true. I mean, you know what? I'm not even going to say dream come true, because it was never even a dream to me, because I didn't even think, and you would understand that, because it wasn't my first language, I didn't think that I would get to play a lawyer in America, because I didn't know that I could pull it off. And so, first of all, it's came true, whatever it was. And to the second part of your question, which was, what was it? I already forgot.
Why do you think that people always talk about
Oh,
Law and Order?
yeah, I think people always talk about Law and Order because it's always relevant. It's a show that it's ripped from the headlines, right? So, not to say that it's based on true stories or true events, but it really is inspired by everything that's happening nowadays. So, there's always something new to write about. There's always tomorrow, and I think that people really love routine. And when they put on an episode of Law and Order, there's a beginning, middle, and end, and they know they can get a whole story from start to finish in about 45 minutes. And it brings you a lot of comfort, and you can watch it not necessarily in order, because every episode is a whole new story. I know that this is why I loved it so much. This was, why I, on a plane or at home, when I didn't want to commit to watching 3 seasons of something, and like watching every single episode, I would watch an episode of Law and Order, because it was like a mini movie. Yeah, right. And I think that people are addicted to catching the bad guys.
And well, that was one of the things that made me love this type of series. But for you as an actress, it's difficult. You have a career in cinema, and for example, Black Adam, that I love it. And what is the difference to work in these mini movies that after coming from a movie?
Yeah, you mean like, yeah, TV and movies are very, very different, especially when you're talking about Law and Order, that is, falls under procedurals. Procedurals, the turnaround is very fast. You get the script, the next day you're already shooting that episode. You don't have a lot of time for prep necessarily. You got to come prepared. You got to know your lines. You don't necessarily have so many rehearsals like in movies. When I shot Black Adam, I remember that one of the scenes that I shot, we rehearsed it for almost a full day. We rehearsed it for hours. And, it was also a DC movie. So there's a lot of special effect and CGI. There's a lot of things that need to be rehearsed. And in TV, it's just fast. You got to come ready. You got to know what you're doing. And yeah, it's definitely harder to do. You know, you have to deliver.
Yeah, yes. Well, and now in this season, you have to challenge a lot of difficult things. For example, that Samantha, last season, we end the whole season
Yeah.
with her unresolved trauma, that it comes the main conflict of the series, how it was for you, and also as an actress, how challenging is to maintain the balance between the personal grief over her sister, your character's sister, and the professional rigidity that she has to maintain.
Yeah. It's not easy for Samantha Maroon, but I think trying to find that balance, or sort of, I feel like Samantha Maroon was sort of pretending or wanting to believe that she could do it, that she could just be professional and not let her feelings get in the way. But really, she's human, and that's really so hard. And I think she found a balance by probably reminding herself that she has to be professional in order to get this person, to convict this person. So that's what kept her going. Like, yes, her sister is dead. She died, and it's very sad. But what do we do now? You know, how do I rise above? How do I, here's an obstacle. And in order to get to my target, to where I want to go, I have to overcome this obstacle and not play the obstacle, not stay there, not stay in a sad place. And I feel like, you know, this is also what happens in life, right? You lose people, people that you love pass away, and you know, how do you find the strength to move on and live, because you know that this is what they would want you to do. So if Samantha Maroon would still be a sort of a victim and let that you know, not being professional get in the way, it wouldn't be smart. And Samantha Maroon is very opinionated, so she's not going to let that get in the way. She's going to pretend if she needs to pretend, tell herself that she can do it even when it's hard. She's going to fake it till she makes it, you know. And I feel like that's how she found the balance.
Well, one of the things that I loved about Samantha, I lost my mother on May, and when I was in the last season, it was like, okay, she needs the strength and to continue work and to be helped by her partners. But one of the things that I was like, oh my God, what is going to happen is that Nolan started to break his relation with her, the trust of her. How this affect Samantha on season 25?
Yeah. First of all, thank you for sharing that. You brought me to tears. And I think that this is why I'm an actress, because, you know, we all come from, you know, not necessarily perfect backgrounds, and we all have a story. And to hear that that affected you, or that anything that I did affected you, that to me is everything I need. So thank you. And so with Price, with Nolan Price, I feel like she went through a journey in order to trust him again. You know, she challenged him, and it's not easy to work with someone you don't necessarily trust, that you thought was your friend, but is putting the law above all, even when it comes to you. And so I think that you know, in just like I said before, you have to separate being professional from your personal story, because we are looking for justice. And Nolan Price loves Samantha Maroon, and he will always be there for her. But it doesn't mean that he's going to make bad decisions when it comes to justice to satisfy her personal needs, right? And so I think that Samantha Maroon knows that, and then they build that trust again throughout the episode.
Oh, okay. I love that.
Yeah, yeah. You know,
Because
haven't you had a friend that did something that hurt you, and you have a choice? You know, you can say, I'm done. This friendship, yeah, we've had this friendship for so long, but now I'm done, and I'm gonna go start over somewhere new, and maybe I have the same experience in that place that you go to. Or
That's right.
you stay and you work on this relationship, and you work on yourself, and you allow and you stay open. And that is, I think, what's happening there, right? She can go and work somewhere else. She's gonna keep on hitting the same wall, right? And so the change has to start within yourself. So it's a choice that she made.
It's perfect. Thank you. And to finish, can you please tell me what we are going to see in season 25?
You mean in what?
In 1 minute.
Okay, in 1 minute. What are we going to see? We're going to see more personal stories. We're going to see more amazing guest stars. Some of them, you know, we already worked with, and they're coming back. And we're going to see more of New York City. Hey.
Thank you so much, and
Thank you.
congrats.
Thank you.